Well, first they came for your Sunday roasts, then they came for your Percy pigs. Now these pesky vegan activists want to ban you from hugging animals, apparently. This farm in Pennsylvania has been forced to abandon its regular Hug a Goat event because local animal rights crusaders can't stomach the idea of goat cuddles being pimped out for profit. But here's the thing, this farm doesn't kill the animals, they say. They aren't mass farming goats on an industrial scale to supply supermarkets. And they say it's a passion project. The money they're raising from these goat cuddles going towards building a better barn for the goats. Let's get some more on this story. I feel there's a bit more to this. Joined now by Justin Steinmetz, owner of the family farm, joining us with a goat on his lap as well. We'll come back to you very shortly. I just wanted to introduce Cheryl Petrillo as well from the rights group Animal Defenders. Cheryl, thanks also for joining us. Also with me in the studio, Talk TV contributor Esther Kraku and Jeremy Corbyn's former advisor, one of them, James Schneider. So we're going to have a lot of views on this. But first, let's get back out to that goat, shall we? Sat on Jason's lap. That's the only thing we really care about here. James, rather, sorry. Jason,
it's Justin.
Does he have a name? Dustin?
Justin is my name.
Justin. Oh, right, apologies. I thought I was asking for the goat's name.
Floppy and Brit.
Floppy and Brit. This is, it's lovely to see you there with the goats. This is the type of service you were offering. Walk us through it. What was your plan here? What have you been doing with the goats and why have you run into trouble?
We've just been doing goat snuggling since last July, and all has been well until we got some slack from some animal rights activists, and you know, things kind of went a little bit south from there.
When you say went south, what impact has it had on you?
We've been, had to remove ourselves from some local events, and they've also removed us by complaining to the event coordinators of the actual events for one of them. So basically, we just had to step away from some events that would have brought in some income for the farm.
Okay, so that's had some impact on you. Obviously, this has garnered some headlines, otherwise we wouldn't have been speaking to you about it. So let's also bring in Cheryl and talk to her a little bit about this. Cheryl, give us your outline on why you've objected to what is happening at Justin's farm.
Hey, first I want to say thank you for having me on. This is a huge surprise. So never in my wildest dreams would I imagine I'd be sitting here talking about this or with you. So nice to meet you. So I'm president of a vegan organization here in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. And there are the couple vegan or plant-based events that were coming to our area, and we were very excited to be tabling at that. And, when the list of the vendors came out, we saw one that had one about a farm. So of course, we're very curious. So we did our research, and much to our dismay, I see that the majority of their work is breeding, selling, and renting animals.
Cheryl, yeah, I have to agree with you. I never thought I'd be here talking about this either, but I want to pose that to Justin. Yeah. Justin, do you want to counter that you're actually breeding and selling these animals as well? You are a farmer, I suppose, but is it more than just goat cuddles?
We are farmers, so we obviously use our animals to make our income and our livelihood. That's what we do. We do have some breeding stock, as well as we rescue some animals. For example, the Floppy that was in my lap earlier is a rescue. This is Floppy. And this one here is Brit. She was born on our farm. So yeah, we do breed some of the animals, and we do rescue some of the animals, and we provide entertainment, and we provide a good time for people that come and snuggle the goats, as well as therapy. I actually have an emotional support goat, officially licensed for basically emotional support. So yeah, we do all of those things that they claim we do.
Cheryl, I'm looking at these pictures while we're listening to Justin talk of the goats sort of being played with and cuddled. And, you know, I have a couple of pets myself and I cuddle them, and it doesn't really feel like cruelty to me. Am I just missing something obvious here?
No, no. I mean, I will say anytime that an animal is being used for whatever reason, though it's potential for harm or something not good to happen. Looking at these pictures, yes, it looks like happy people and potentially a very happy goat, not sure. The issue that we have with the event that we did not want them to be present at our event, including the transportation of the animals, which can be very stressful, bringing 40, I'm not sure how many goats Justin brings, but I think it's a considerable number. We were always concerned about that. And, you know, basically his business doesn't align with vegan values. So that was really why we reached out to the event organizers and asked them to reconsider. And we did offer some other alternatives of sanctuaries that would align more with what veganism is about.
Well, OK, let's see if we can find some sort of resolution, some reconciliation on the show tonight then, because you're offering some compromise. You said you already reached out to the Steinmetzes about this. Justin, talk to us about that. Did you see these compromises? Did you consider them? Or is it a case of you need to make money because you run a farm?
Exactly. There was no compromise other than I did bow out of the events. So I didn't want to create I didn't want to create an opportunity for them to picket like they've done, like the extremists do. I will tell you that a lot of the people that were going to attend that event, or both of those events, were very upset that we weren't going to be there, including vegans themselves. I don't have a problem with vegans. I just have a problem with the vegan extremists that really want to put us down. Their group called the Animal Defenders of Lehigh Valley, they put out some information that was completely false, that originally stating that all of our goats go to slaughter when they're done, that we artificially inseminate and force breed, and that it's just a lot of false information. So they didn't have it correct. So I'm not going to change their mind. I understand. So that's basically how it rolls around here. We're just going to continue doing what we do, and provide an awesome experience for people. Veganism is a choice. Being a vegan is a choice, and so is being a farmer. So I'm going to continue to do what I do, and hopefully we can, you know, find some sort of happy medium here without everyone getting up in arms and upset that we do what we do. And I don't try to force my beliefs upon them. I simply, you know, just doing what we do.
So let's give Cheryl a chance to respond to that. Those allegations, Cheryl, that you put out some false information about Justin's farm, which could have been quite damaging to him, but he's saying he can still coexist alongside you.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's really false information. So on a whole, I mean, you know, selling goats, you know, most likely, I mean, whether some of these goats go to a truly adoptable home or they'll live permanently, that may be the case. But I've worked at a number of sanctuaries myself with goats, and I've gone to auction houses in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and there are goats typically go to auction, also known as eventually slaughter, after they're done being used, whether it's a dairy goat who can't make milk anymore, whether it's a rental goat who's not cute and tiny anymore and maybe doesn't serve a purpose on the farm and won't make money. I mean, it makes sense. Farmers can't keep animals that they can't use anymore. So where do they go? If
Correct, there was exactly, our goats strictly go to other homesteads, other farms. In fact, every one of our sales of our goats, when they're too big to snuggle, we have record of where they're at. And we actually linked them to our Facebook page so our followers can follow the history and the story of where all the goats go. And they go there and they get to visit the goats on other farms. Not one of our goats have gone to auction. Not one of our goats have gone to slaughter. We have proof and records of where they all go. So again, a false statement about where our goats end up.
Look, you've both had an opportunity to lay out your positions. It sounds like there is some level of harmony where you both are. It's been a pleasure talking to you both, Cheryl Petrillo and Justin Steinmetz, and Floppy the Goat. Thanks ever so much for joining us, all three of you.